Baby, lock them doors and turn them lights down low. Hivemind podcast. Okay, what are we here for?
Usually, like, what happens with, like, all of that singing that we just did is we send the track off to Travis, and he puts the stuff on it, Travis Scott. And Travis is on tour right now. He's busy. I guess he's, like, kind of got a little career going for himself. So he's probably not going to be able to do it. So we're just going to leave it clean, show our, like, real selves to you guys. You know what I mean?
If you like what you hear, steal it and make your own shit.
Steal it. No, we're going to be back with some more of these podcast segments a little bit. I think we're just going to break them up to little topics and stuff.
Little bits.
But I didn't tell Graydon at all what we're going to be talking about today because I thought that would be like a fun little thing to throw on him.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of this ties in a little bit to the last video we did. Very controversial, both because the way that my hair was styled, allegedly, that came up in the comments. And then also just like the term emo rap apparently really gets the people going.
People don't like it. People like it.
That's kind of what this is about. But first, we're going to be reacting to a video that I have to show you that is called Sad Rappers by Tom MacDonald.
Okay. It's a music video?
It's a music video. So I'm going to play it for Graydon. We're going to speed this whole part up, and then we're going to react to it.
The track's called Sad Rappers.
Yep.
And it's by Ronald MacDonald.
Ronald MacDonald. That's what his name is, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I got it pulled up here.
All right, I'm seeing it.
All right.
Nice ice.
Here we go.
Williams, Cornell, Bennington, imagine all the icons that we buried probably. The record labels working for pharma that made anxiety trendy by use of popular artists that use the rappers to promote prescription pills to the audience. They created the problem to sell you pills so it's solved. It's brilliant. Y'all ain't real, the chains to the gear, through the grills, now it's pain, talking tears, taking pills. Y'all ain't real. See the eyes on us, y'all guys don't know how we feel. Y'all ain't real enough to deal. Nah.
There you go.
Tom MacDonald. That is what an anti-vaxxer looks like when he spits bars, because that guy definitely will not vaccinate his kids. There's no shot.
Yeah. Wow.
Deep conspiracy theorist, he's got to be.
You think so?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay. I want to preface this by, this is not new, like super new. It's like a couple weeks old, but I just we haven't been making that many videos, and I was like, I gotta get this in front of Graydon after what we talked about before.
A walking contradiction too.
I think that's what I noticed on this watch the most. I had more questions. I was like, first of all, this guy got pretty famous off another video called Whiteboy.
I knew I recognized him from that.
Yeah, that shit was like viral and very stupid. Fucking hated that one. The questions I had while watching it this time were like, are the tattoos real? All of them. Are they all real?
I thought he was gaining tattoos as the music video went on. I was like, there's more.
We could check that. That would be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But that was one of the questions. Second of all, I loved thinking about this. I was like, okay, he's at that like last part, he's kind of talking about like how he's spending his money on therapy and not on the grills and chains, and he literally like grabs the chain. And I was like, are you telling me you got the chain for this video and then didn't keep it, or the grills?
Yeah.
Like, is it this all prop and you don't? If they got that, he kept it. And like,
I wish his hair was a prop, but I know that's real.
Yeah, for sure.
That's unfortunate. And I think the one redeeming quality, though, is the idea it made me think of eyeball grills.
Oh, yeah.
No one's put diamonds in their eyes yet, and I know that it's probably just a video effect.
Except for Matt Caracas, right?
Facts. Shout out, Matt. Hey, we get to talk about little good music.
No, just a little bit. Oh, one thing. That's another thing that I think is so funny is I see people debating about this and like talking about it musically, and I'm like, there's no point of that. I mean,
no,
it's like
it feels
really
like
polished piece of trash. Like,
it has the cadence and tone of like if Schoolhouse Rock made trap music was like, or like an educational thing, or
yeah,
like,
it gave me a lot of like Hobson Macklemore vibes, like a little more like even like SNL-y. Like it's like takes like, I don't know, like on its surface it doesn't have that much difference from like trendy rap right now, I guess, like if you really break it down, like just its parts.
Yeah.
But everything about every other part about it is so far away from that it's like it's not even in the same ballpark.
Yeah, for something that's speaking so like metaphysically, like he's really trying to touch on this whole thing.
Yeah.
It feels soulless.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the response, like if you don't like what's going on, you have to make like the actual opposite kind of music. You can't just like be like, oh, this is it. Like just call it out.
I think embodiment is like a strong, or like performance is definitely like a strong part of parody in a lot of ways. So I don't mind. I mean, that's the part that's hard about this is like it's hard for me to listen to him rap about how like everybody's obsessed with the grillz and all the stupid shit, and then he's like surrounded by all that shit throughout the whole video. But I get that that's also the point. Satirical, it's performative or whatever, satirical. But it just it's so hard to take it seriously. It's it's really hard to take it seriously, even if there are real problems being presented. Because I feel like
for sure
there's shit that he says like, you know, and it comes off cringy. But I mean, yeah, he says like, you know, big pharma is like advertising the sadness that makes you want to use the drugs and then selling you the drugs. Like, it's brilliant, you know. But
that's being talked about already within the community of people that make good music.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. And like, yeah, and not even always in the music, but people are always saying like, you know, you guys are drug addicts. Like, this is not, you know.
That's
like,
a criticism that's often talked about.
Yeah, the dealer versus the addict in this genre of... I think the thing that's interesting about it is like there was such a problem with the recreational use of all of these pills and stuff, and now it's more about like the mood. And I don't see the mood as the problem. When Lil Pump came out, emo rap wasn't the thing that was happening. He was like rapping like Waka Flocka, but he was saying like, I'm on perks, I'm on Xans, blah, 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 blah. But then like now it's like, oh, well now Juice WRLD's rapping about taking perks, so like it's about the sadness.
Right.
Like,
it's just
really
who's popular.
About the sadness?
Yeah, it's not.
Like drugs are just the thing people, I feel like, I don't know, people are just taking the drugs. That's the thing about it.
They always have been, and it's just like whatever music's popular.
And people are always saying like, why would you promote with this stuff? Why would you promote the use of Xanax or the use of codeine and lean or the use of Percocet, whatever, painkillers, like all that shit? Like people, they like criticize the promotion of that stuff. But I always feel like the people are using them that are talking about it for the most part.
Yeah.
Not this guy.
Yeah.
But like everybody else, like I feel like there's at least a shred of truth that they're around or using those drugs, and they're not just promoting them for the sense of like
that it's what's popular.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Maybe.
I think there's a lot of people that start to make music that can't afford those drugs and will like rely on those tropes in order to like elevate themselves to whatever plane they need to be on, and that kind of, you know, pathway there leads to drug use
for sure.
But I think it's just a part of the culture, and like you can't.
I think you could replace drugs in that sentence with literally any like trope of of rap,
guns, anything,
chains, cars, women, like a lot of the people that don't have access to the same like,
designer clothes.
Designer clothes, like whatever their like vice is, a lot of them have less access to that and will kind of, you know, manifest it or whatever. Mostly just talk about it because they can fit in, and it's like easier to have like a few touch points to make music about or like fit in with a culture, and then like go up from there. And it probably does lead to the use of those things. Or
Tom MacDonald really opening up a nice conversation here that we all need to be having. Safe drug use.
Yeah, safe drug use. And I don't know. To me, I'm like, I don't think that any of that stuff should be promoted like necessarily or used as like a branding mechanism, but I don't think that anybody should not talk about what is going on in their life. So
that video made me want to do drugs.
Did it?
So it's not helping in this case.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if we're going to have an anti whatever this big pharma rap world that he's talking about, if you're going to respond to that, this guy's not helping.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not going to be the leader of any sort of movement.
I also do like that he stepped into like visually, I guess what a lot of people may say like an emo rapper, really just a rapper. Like he just like put on the whole thing, the grillz, the, you know, all the shit that we talked about, the face tattoos and shit. He did all of that, like stepped into that, but then managed to make a song that is nowhere near what would be classified as emo rap. Like,
yeah.
No, not even close.
He did everything
it's like literally Macklemore. Like,
he did everything but.
It's really weird.
The straight jacket. That's where he should just stay.
Oh my gosh. The kind of like the second edge of this sword that I wanted to touch on is like the term emo rap is getting all this like a negative attention from a lot of people who, I mean, would be considered people who create it, I would say. So like the examples would be like Convolt came out and said, we're not calling this emo rap anymore. Please stop calling it that. It's called alternative 808s. That's what he said he wanted to call it.
Yep.
Who else? These people don't make it, but Jack from Underground Underdog said, please stop using the term emo rap. Patrick CC made a video called Emo Rap is Dead and just talked about how the term was boxing people in and all this stuff. And then I just read Wicca feature on Lyrical Lemonade where he talks about he said he like goes back and forth in phases of not liking the term, like saying that he doesn't like when people say it around him, to being like, call it whatever you want. And I was wondering your take as someone who's not as far into it as, say, someone like I am. What is the term, like, how does that affect the way that you listen to it, or do you think it negatively affects the music? Or
yeah, my first thought when you were saying that is that I think it's pretty natural for the artist within like a genre that's forming or developing to like object to like those original kind of terms, because they're still it's still being founded in so many ways. Like it's still developing, and an artist like Convolt is going to say, no, not this. Like, maybe I'll take the opportunity to give it a name I see proper that'll fit the music I'm going to continue to make.
For sure.
And that's like my first thought with it. My second being like how it affects how I listen to it or how I hear it off first. If someone's like, oh, this is like an emo rap song that I really like right now. Yeah. Honestly, it's not positive. So I think it is good that the artists that are really the leads of it kind of try and look for a change, because I think it is more than that at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
Like as a term, but it doesn't negatively affect it enough to like where I'm like, I'm not listening to it.
Yeah. I think where it comes from is like artists, a lot of those artists feel like they're making something new, and the words are coming from stuff that's already happened.
Exactly.
And so it's like they're just kind of having this like, you know, battle against kind of like, this isn't old, this is new. Don't call it a rebirth of something else.
Yeah.
Because that makes me feel like I'm drawing from that. And a lot of people like Wiccaface says like, I wasn't really listening to like what you'd call an emo band. Like I was listening to Bright Eyes and Phil Elverum and, you know, people who are sad. He called it like depressing indie music or something like that. But like, I think that honestly, like, what it reminds me of the most is like I was blogging a lot back in like the emo revival era. That was like I was blogging for The Alternative. Check out Get Alternative. They're still a great blog, still going. But like they covered a lot of like indie rock, alternative rock, punk rock, a lot of emo shit like right when the emo revival was happening. And I remember the same thing happening with the biggest emo bands. Were like, don't call it emo, call it this. They always wanted to call it something else, because when it was called emo revival music, they were all like, they had this like exclamation point above their heads, like, this is not going to last. Like, don't call it this because it'll seem like a fad. Like, we're here forever. And that did, like, the wave died down. But I almost think that some of what made it die down was people scrambling to figure out what it was going to be called, and like not trying to be like against the like the name, like they like focus too much on like the nomenclature. Like I don't think that shit really matters.
I just think emo at the end of the day might have a negative connotation with people.
I agree, but I
also it's like angst. You know, like angsty rock, or if you say that, it makes it almost sound like childish. You know what I mean? Those are like,
No, I get it. I just think that like, I don't know. Sometimes I think that it comes down to like marketing. Like when we were making that video, the thing is like I was not trying to just get the people who are like into this type of music to like check it out. Like I was trying to like get people who would be like emo rap, like maybe roll their eyes and watch the video, and then they'll find some shit that is sweet. And a lot of those people admittedly on that list would probably not be considered emo rap, and that's fine.
Or want to be called that.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Like a lot of them have like their stuff, like 909 Memphis is like sounds more like Young Thug than he does like any emo band ever, and he probably doesn't even listen to emo music. But that doesn't matter. All I was trying to do is get like people who listen to Juice WRLD and Lil Peep and don't know anything else to have some more people to check out. And so I feel like to the outside ear, the fight over what it's called doesn't matter. And if you just call it something, wrap it up in a box and give it, and then the person says, I don't care what you call me, you have a better chance at
That's
the
true, yeah.
average person just accepting it for what it is.
Yeah.
Because Juice WRLD, like, he came out saying Lil Peep and X are my heroes and, like, calling himself emo, and look where Juice WRLD is. And that's probably based a lot on
Right.
talent, but at the same time, like...
Well, yeah, that's what it's... At the end of the day, it's... The music speaks for itself. It doesn't matter, like...
Yeah.
If you go out with the intention to just make emo rap and not, you know, be an artist of your own respect, like your career is probably not going to be worth too much anyway.
Yeah.
And so if you go out there making music and you struggle with people boxing you in, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But, like, the music is always... The best music's always going to be what people like.
For sure. And if you sound like Young Thug, you should probably put on all black and, like, some, like, trip pants, chains, go to Hot Topic, get yourself going, because right now that's what's hot. Maybe dye your hair green, whatever you got to do. But
Eye
like,
tattoos.
eye tattoos, eye grills. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, that's basically like my biggest advice is like fake it if you don't got it already,
Yeah.
especially if you sound like Young Thug, because that's everybody's favorite.
And patronize Hot Topic.
Patronize, as in like make fun of it, or go in
there.
and buy. you have a,
Or
have a
both.
drink at the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. That's
Support
nice.
your local Hot Topic.
Yeah.
They're going out of business, I'm afraid.
Lastly, I want a desk.
Yep.
I want a desk and something to put this microphone on.
Donate a desk.
Don't donate. Whoever's got a desk, send it to me.
A nice one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's basically it. Go comment on our emo rappers video if you didn't see it. Go fight. There's some people in the comments that want to fight you and me.
Yep.
And
I want to fight you.
Let us know what you think of Tom MacDonald.
Please.
Like honestly, I will engage with you in the comment. Even if you're like that song is sweet, I'll talk to you.
Yeah, that's
sure.
preferably. I want to hear from
The
his
kids
fans.
at school won't talk to you, but I will. I'll engage with you. All right, Hivemind TV. Follow us on Instagram. Check us out. Watch all the videos. Interviews coming soon. Videos coming soon. You know how it goes.
You know what it is, baby.